it's Jenny J 1911. I am at Gateway Gun Club today, and this is a long-awaited video for some of you. You've been wanting to see some comparisons. After I did a few videos on Springfield Armory's brand new Prodigy, their 1911 that they just came out with, some of you requested some comparison videos. Well, I have a friend at Gateway, Dennis, and Dennis is a friend of the channel. He offered to let us borrow his gun that is pretty comparable to what we'll be shooting with the Prodigy. So what I have here today with me is I have the Springfield Armory Prodigy, which we all know and we've seen. This is chambered in 9mm. It has a steel frame, steel slide, bull barrel, and next to it I have something very similar. This is the Bul Armory SAS2 TAC, and both are 4 1/4. Now the SAS2 TAC is very much like the Prodigy because it also has the steel frame, the steel slide, and chambered in 9mm and has a bull barrel. The other thing about both of these guns is that they are both double stack. So I feel like they are pretty fair comparison, but what we want to know is how do they shoot? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to shoot them. We're going to find out. I'm going to give you my thoughts on both of these guns. And then we will do a little review at the bench, and I'll give you some more specs and some, closer pictures of what each of them look like. So let's get our eyes and ears on and get ready to shoot. Okay, so I have both the Springfield Prodigy and the Bul SAS2 TAC laid out here. We've got some rounds loaded in our magazines. Now I will say that this is the first I will be shooting this Prodigy after, if you've seen our previous videos on the Prodigy, we did have some feed and extraction issues. So as you can see from my shirt, I actually held the Prodigy up against me, and so it is oiled, and hopefully it will run a little bit better today, just because, we discovered that we think it really likes to be run wet. So, but that's all part of the comparison, right? If we have issues with it, we'll see if we have those same issues with this Bul. So let's get ready to shoot. The first thing I'm going to shoot is the Prodigy. Okay, looks like that was the first issue that we had. Got an okay grouping there looking at my splatter target. I'm empty, just so we know, on that one. We did have one round that got left in the chamber. It kind of hung up on us, so we'll take a look at that a little bit later. Now we are going to go ahead and shoot this Bul. Now I'm going to say this is the very first time I've shot this. I haven't gotten to shoot this yet. I've been eagerly anticipating shooting it. So we'll go ahead and see how she runs. And we're empty. So, okay. I felt very confident using this. As I held this Bul, I have to say I felt, I don't know, I felt like it was a stronger gun. I felt like it just was more solid in my hands. It is really grippy. I could not believe how that texture gripped into the web of my hand. So that was really nice. Yeah, we had no feed issues, no extraction or jamming issues. So I am going to load up again and we'll shoot some more rounds and we will see what happens as we feed more rounds through it. Okay, so I've got a few more rounds loaded in each magazine. One thing I was thinking I wanted to tell you guys is that Dennis has shot a couple hundred rounds out of, or a few hundred rounds out of his Bul, and he has never had a single feed issue or misfire or jam or extraction issue, whatever. He hasn't had any issues at all with it, not a single one. So he's been very impressed with this. Obviously, I've been shooting this morning and I haven't had any issues with it either. I have run about the same amount of rounds through the Springfield Prodigy, and you know we've been having issues, but we're hearing that across the board, across other people critiquing and reviewing this Prodigy too. They're starting to see some of the same things pop up. So I just wanted to make sure and let you guys know that really these are on very equal footing as far as, break-in periods and whatnot. I know some people say, well, you have to let it break in. In my opinion, you shouldn't have to have a break-in period when you're paying as much for a gun as you are. It should be ready to shoot and you want it to be reliable every time. If I'm out driving my car and it's brand new and I have to turn it back on every mile, I'm probably not going to want to drive my car very much, so break-in period or not. So these are very equal as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to put some more rounds through it. We'll take a look at our targets and see how they're doing. All right, so like last time, we'll start again with the Prodigy, putting more rounds through. Well, pleasantly surprised. Did pretty well with accuracy, and I actually unloaded the whole magazine without a single issue, so that's good. All right, now we're gonna put some more through the Bul. And I guess I'm unloaded, so we're empty. Darn it. It's always sad when you come to the end of your magazine and you think, oh my gosh, I don't get to shoot anymore until I put more ammo in. So I will say one thing that sticks out to me right now, I really like how the Bul feels when I'm shooting it. I think I like it better than how the Prodigy feels. My one beef with the Bul, though, is that the front sight is blacked out. So I'm not having as easy of a time sighting this in against my black target. But obviously, that's something that's very, very minor. It's something that we could change and deal with. It is easier to sight the Prodigy in my opinion, with just those iron sights. So all right, we're gonna play around with this a little more and we're gonna be catching up with you from the bench. I'll give you some more specs and we will talk about my final thoughts and opinions on these two guns in comparison to each other. We are back from the range and I am ready to give you a little more detail side by side of these two guns. So first of all, we have the Springfield Armory Prodigy, chambered in 9mm. We are clear and empty. Okay, and then we also have the Bul SAS 2 TAC. All right, and that is clear and empty. Okay, so first of all, let's do a brief side-by-side comparison, okay? And you'll probably see why I chose these two guns to compare. So the MSRP on the Prodigy is $14.99. The MSRP on the Bul is $18.90, okay? Both the Prodigy and the SAS2 TAC have Bul barrels. They both have steel frames. The Prodigy has a forged steel frame, and the SAS2 has a stainless steel frame. Okay, and yes, those are two different things. The grips on both of them are polymer. The slide on the Prodigy is forged steel, and the slide on the SAS is stainless steel. They both have ambi extended safeties, and the sights on the Prodigy are fiber optic on the front and a U-notch on the rear. The sights on the SAS2 are suppressor height and optic ready. Okay, so now that we've kind of looked at those and broken them down and put them side by side, those stats, or those specs, I guess, I know that we've talked a lot about the Prodigy from Springfield Armory in previous videos, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I will tell you that the trigger pull on the Prodigy was a 4.6 pound average. That was with 5 pulls. The trigger pull on the Bul was 2.14 pounds with a 5 pound average. Okay, or 5 pull average, sorry. So the Prodigy weighs in at 2 pounds and 2 ounces, and that's with no magazine. The Bul weighs in at 1 pound 14 ounces with no magazine. All right, so if you want more information about the Prodigy, you can check out my other videos about the Prodigy where I just talk about that. But let me give you a little more background on the Bul SAS2 TAC. All right, so as I said before, the MSRP on that is $18.90. However, I know you can find it for cheaper if you look. So this is a 4 1/4 barrel, ramped Bul barrel, okay? Just like the Prodigy, that's also 4 1/4. This has a stainless steel frame with a Picatinny rail and a dust cover. It is a polymer grip, as I said before. We have the stainless steel slide. So when you rack this action is just so smooth. It doesn't even compare to the Prodigy, or the Prodigy doesn't compare to this. This Bul SAS2 is so much smoother. It is optic ready, but it doesn't come with the optic plate like the Prodigy does. The trigger is a modular trigger system, and as I said before, it does have the ambi extended lever. So it's kind of nice, you know, you can do right or left for the safety. The sights are a suppressor height and they are optic ready. Now, this front sight on the SAS2 is a blacked out sight, and the rear sight is notched, and it also has the serrations on the back, just like the Prodigy does. Okay, so the magwell on this is a TAC aluminum magwell. Now, of course, everybody has their own opinion about what they want out of a gun. For me, the winner, the easy, obvious winner out of these two for me, what do you think? What do you think it's going to be? It's the Bul. Okay, I like the Prodigy. The Prodigy is great. I love the Bul. This SAS2 TAC is just amazing. Like I said before, when you rack both of these guns, this is so much smoother. The Bul is so much smoother, and it is like, it's like glass. It's like, when you rack it, it's like glass. When you shoot it, it is just such a smooth action. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the trigger cutout on this. It's so cool, and that seems to be what I'm seeing a lot in the Buls. I really prefer the sights on the Prodigy. That is the one thing that I think the Prodigy has for me over the Bul, because it has that green fiber optic front sight. The rear sights are very, very similar, but I really love, and I've told you guys this before, I love those green fiber optic front sights. Now, we were shooting both of these indoors to compare them. So that means that this blacked out sight on the Bul, you know, it was just a little bit harder for me to see indoors. That being said, if I took this outdoors and shot it, it could be a completely different scenario, because, you know, I have taken the CZ A01 out and shot that. It's got similar blacked out sights to the Bul, and I don't have any issues seeing that outside. So, you know, those sights are really, if I had to pick something to change about the Bul, that would be it. But this trigger is absolutely phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I mean, obviously that trigger pull, I really love that the trigger pull on this is only 2.14 pounds. The trigger pull on this Prodigy being 4.6 pounds, that's a lot heavier trigger pull. But if you're looking at these as, say, a carry gun, you may prefer a heavier trigger pull. That is completely your call. So, you know, I can't tell you what to shoot. I can only tell you what I like to shoot. If I had to pick one, it would hands down be the Bul SAS2 TAC. So there it is. So all of that being said, I would love to hear from you if you have ever shot either of these or both of these, especially. I'd love to hear your comparative thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Also, make sure you hit like and subscribe on this video and this channel. And don't forget that for the first 5,000 subscribers to the JimJ 1911 channel, we're entering your name for free into a drawing for a Dillon RL550C reloading press. Okay, no purchase is necessary. YouTube is not affiliated with this contest in any way. This is just my way of saying thank you to my subscribers for being so faithful and having so much faith in me to, you know, bring you this information and make these videos for you. So leave a comment in the box below, and I look forward to talking to you all again soon.